Hello Exiles, Red Lord here. I'm finally back with the new build, and this time around I'm trying for the first time some proper Ivory Tower stacking along with Energy Blade and Inquisitor, of course, trying to get tri-attributes to get various different bonuses to defense and damage at the same time. And yeah, I must say it is something. It is really good, it feels good. The custom crit I'm using currently, Arc of Oscillating, I think it's called. And basically, with my last build with the Tornado Poison, I was using Val Arc in that setup, and I loved pressing Val Arc while doing breaches. So I was basically forced to do some Arc build this league for the breaches because it feels so good to just have Arc, have those chains in breaches. And yeah, that's pretty much the reason why I decided to go for Arc. And then there was the decision if to go the Arc Classic, Arc of Oscillating, or Arc of Surging. And I tried all three of them. All of them feel good, but to me, the one that feels the best is actually Arc of Oscillating. And while yes, it has the lowest actual damage effectiveness out of all of them, it has the highest more damage per remaining chain. And the actual amount of chains with Arc of Oscillating doesn't scale with the gem levels, which is great for this build because I'm trying to keep my triggered spell as low level as possible to not get ridiculous mana cost with cast on crit because you're proccing your spell like 10 times per second. And if the mana cost would be like 40, that's 400 mana cost per second, and yeah, I'm not regenerating 400 mana, I'm like 100 mana regen. So I'm keeping the Arc of Oscillating as low level as possible because of that. And since it has all the 7 chains with qualities from the get-go, from level 1, it also benefits more from the 50% more damage with hits and ailments for each remaining chain than classic Arc would. And I PoB'd this actually because I was curious if it actually is more DPS than, for example, Arc of Surging. And actually it is more DPS than low-level Arc of Surging, and it even is better clear than classic Arc or Arc of Surging. So I'm doing Arc of Oscillating, and yeah, the whole setup with, Ivory Tower just trying to stack life, then reserve that life, go low life, and get maximum energy shield based on that reserved maximum life, and then just try and stack increases to energy shield, to maximum energy shield. Really easy. I didn't even try much, and I'm almost 8k energy shield on level 87. So yeah, it is actually quite easy to get some decent amounts of ES. And yeah, I just actually must point out that I'm definitely not the creator of this build. I took heavy inspiration from Captain Lance, because who's there better to be inspired from on Ivory Tower than Captain Lance, right? So heavy inspiration from Captain Lance, especially in terms of the skill tree for double split personalities. But yeah, I guess let's jump into the build itself. Alright, so this is the character, currently level 87. No idea what this is, because just going to this character, I had absolutely no clue what am I going to be doing. I had no clue if it's going to be custom crit, if it's going to be wonder or anything else, so that's why no idea what this is. But yeah, it turned out to be custom crit. And yeah, as you can see, almost 900 strength, 850 int, and almost 500 dex. We're trying to stack all of them for various different bonuses. And first of all, we shall start with the items this time. So let's cover the Ivory Tower first. So the whole idea about Ivory Tower is the one sentence there that says 30 plus 30 maximum energy shield per 100 reserve life. So each 100 of life reserve, you get 30 max energy shield. That means you're trying to get as much life as possible. As you can see, I've got 5.5k. And then reserve pretty much all of it to get maximum energy shield based on that every single 100 of reserved life. And yeah, that's basically all our flat energy shield in the build, almost. And yeah, then we grab Shaper's Touch to then scale increased energy shield based on our strength. As you can see, 10% increased energy shield for every 10 strength, and at the same time we're getting increased energy shield per 5 int. So that's pretty much Shaper's Touch and int is the majority of our increased energy shield scaling, plus things like Ivory Tower giving us 21% increased max mana, life, and global ES, as well as some points on the skill tree like I'm gonna take right here. Yep, it is actually quite easy to get to some decent amounts of energy shields with Energy Blade on, and yeah, this is without it. If you just need some extra buffer, you can disable actually your energy shield, but just keep in mind you're barely gonna do any damage. You just need to keep in mind that you need to re-enable your Energy Blade. But for, I don't know, some boss phases or something, you can actually use Energy Blade just fine. Or disable Energy Blade just fine. And also Shaper's Touch is part of the reason why I wanted to go like pseudo tri-stacking, trying to also get dexterity. And yeah, because we're gonna get, for dexterity we're gonna get of course accuracy, and yeah, pretty much our dexterity is all the accuracy we're gonna need in this build, so along with Shaper's Touch. And yeah, dexterity with Shaper's Touch we're gonna get 1 maximum flat life per 4 dexterity, which is actually quite good. Then I'm using Rapid Globe because it just makes sense. It's a free damage, 5% increased spell crit for 100 player maximum life, and 5% increased spell damage per 100 player maximum life. Remember, we're cocking, so that means the actual Cyclone is not there to deal damage, but to proc the coc. So all of our damage is actually from the arc itself. So Rapid Globe is just free damage, pretty much. And yeah, other than that, the build kind of just builds itself. So I've got Astromantis, you can get Falbor 1 with Chaos Res. It rolls, I think, -13 to +13. So yeah, paid for this one like 2 diff or something, and yeah, it is quite good in my opinion. Then Ring with just a bunch of resists, and need to have the open prefix to craft the minus mana cost for skills, because this is gonna reduce the mana cost of our arc. And yeah, just I might even keep the Arc of Oscillating really on just level 1. Currently it's like level 8 or something. Yeah, level 4. I might just keep it on level 1 and have only one of these crafts. We shall see. Yeah, second ring is just bunch of attributes, maximum life, and again, the craft. Belt, open suffix for the cooldown recovery rate. I originally wanted to use Cyclopean Coil, but I decided not to, because you can get increased attributes from Elder or Hunter, and you also can get bunch of other useful stats like life, chaos res, or the cooldown recovery rate. And because of the cooldown recovery rate I have on my belt, I don't actually need to have a single Abyss Jewel. And yeah, by the way, I still didn't socket 2 Abyss Jewels that I have. You don't need to have a single Abyss Jewel, and then yeah, I'm gonna be at the 52% breakpoint for cast on crit. And lastly, boots. Very simple boots. Bought these for, without the implicits of course, but I bought these for 40c, nothing. Boots like these really cost nothing this league, so it's 200 ES, bunch of resists, 35 movement speed, and I did those implicit myself. It's just a lesser action speed for action speed of course, and the 7 cooldown recovery rate. I think I could go with 6, but got 7 for some reason. And the weapon, I mean, it's the Energy Blade. This is the flat damage we're getting. If I turn this off, it's this rapier, but I don't think it matters what kind of melee weapon it is. It just needs to be a melee weapon, and it actually keeps the Abyssal socket once you transfer it into the Energy Blade. So yeah, that's what I'm doing. I actually have a free Abyssal socket. And now, how are we fixing chaos damage taken in this build? Because chaos damage taps right through your energy shield, which would mean I get 200 life against chaos damage, right? And my mana is only 144. So how are we fixing the chaos problem here? It's because of Coruscating Elixir. And all this does is chaos damage taken does not bypass energy shield during effect. And yeah, removes all life but 1 on use, that doesn't matter. And so what this does is basically during the uptime of the flasks, all of chaos damage taken goes to energy shield first, then it would go to mana, and then it would go to life. So yeah, this is pretty much how are we fixing it, and how are we making it have like a permanent uptime. It's very simple. Since these flasks consume only 20 charges, or this flask consumes only 20 charges, all we need is 2 empty flask slots and the traitor keystone from the Balbala Brutal Restraint. And yeah, this is what's gonna make it have a basically permanent uptime. For the flask to lose the uptime, to actually not get it, you would have to be like 5 or 10 minutes AFK or whatever, and then it would miss the charge and not reactivate again. But as long as you're just normal mapping or doing boss or anything, basically this flask is gonna have permanent uptime. Just keep in mind, get the quality on it, and yeah, you're gonna be fine just like that. Alright, now let's cover the skill tree. And as I said, I took heavy inspiration from Captain Lance, especially because of the pathing like this for the 2 split personalities, giving me 72 and 72. These are really, really nice. But yeah, I was initially thinking I'm gonna do something like pathing actually down, grabbing all the increased life and endurance charge and whatnot, strength, and doing U-turn and go up. But yeah, just not point efficient enough, because here you can get stuff like these, increased energy shield and maximum life. And also I need Zealot's Oath for life regeneration to apply to ES instead, because using Rational Doctrine Jewel somewhere right here, and it's gonna give me Conk Ground, and partially this is the reason why I can actually save these 2 points, because yeah, I don't need the Conk Ground effect and then whatnot, because I'm getting basically the same thing on Rational Doctrine. So that means I can save these 4 Ascendancy points and just go for Righteous Providence, of course, Inevitable Judgment, and the Battle Mage with Instruments of Virtue, and actually do the Feral Ascendancy for the Wolves, or Tigers or whatever. And yeah, this is just basically free 125 crit and 35 attack speed. Extremely good. I cannot say enough how good this is for actual cast on crit build, especially on the top left side of the tree, where attack speed is quite scarce. So yeah, head leader, hunt leader, really amazing. Other than that, it's just a bunch of keystones. As I said, I'm taking Zealot's Oath for the life regeneration to apply to ES. Then I'm taking Glancing Blows, so we can have some good amount of block. Where is it? Yeah, 75 spell block and rotating buff, basically sometimes 70 attack block. Yeah, it is what it is. Then we're taking Eternal Youth, and Eternal Youth is there because we don't actually, we disable the life regen, because now it applies to energy shield instead. So we need to recover that life back somehow, because of the affix that is on Wrathpit Globe that says sacrifice 10% of your life when you use or trigger a skill. So basically we're gonna sacrifice 10% of our life 10 times per second, because we're gonna be triggering 10 times per second with this build. And yeah, so to sustain that, or to actually get the at least like 2 life quickly enough, we turn energy shield recharge into life recharge, and that life recharge basically never stops, because yeah, all of our damage is taken to energy shield instead of life. So this life recharge never basically stops, and that means we can negate the downside of Wrathpit Globe easily like that. Then Iron Will, of course, for strength damage bonus applies to spell damage as well. And Unwavering Stance, because I just don't want to be stunned while cycloning. That's one of the most terrible things that can happen to you. And yeah, I mean, I'm gonna try it without it. Maybe it's worth it to drop it, but yeah, we shall see. I'll test it. And yeah, oh my god, no way. Yeah, I just realized I was about to say that part of the reason, or maybe the main reason why I actually go try attribute is Magebane, because I wanted this build to be quite tanky and to get spell suppress. And yeah, thanks to stacking dexterity, I would get quite a bit of spell suppression from Magebane. But don't be a smart person like I am, and actually don't forget to click the keystone, the Magebane, if you want to get the spell suppression right. yeah, it's just it is what it is. So yeah, Mage Bane should be clicked. I don't have refunds anymore. Whatever, Mage Bane should be clicked. It would give me some spell suppress, currently 18, so it would be like, I don't know, 40 or something. Alright, then it's Pain Attunement for free, 30% more spell damage while we're on low life. We're on low life all the time because we reserving all of our life because of Ivory Tower. And yeah, I don't think no more keystones, like, I don't know, 5-6 keystones in this build. I've never played stuff like this. Alright, and let me just quickly show you the jewels again. It's Balbala, Brutally Restrained for the Traitor Keystone, of course. And yeah, I'm getting just the maximum dexterity, as much dexterity as I can get on these notes. And I also got 4 maximum life here. That's really good. Second jewel is Rational Doctrine, of course, for the Con Ground. Just keep in mind that strength needs to be your highest attribute, or your strength and it needs to be balanced for this to work. If it is balanced, you would also get the Profane Ground effects. Then another jewel is just a Watcher's Eye with Energy Shield per enemy hit while affected by Discipline. This works for both of your Cyclone and the actual Cast on Crit arc. So this means you're getting basically 20 hits per second, and that is really amazing. Then another jewel is just the rare jewel. I was thinking, I was fixated on resist so much that I went a bit overboard, so I don't think, yeah, I don't even need this, maybe for the chaos res, but whatever, 3 chaos res. So I'm gonna be dropping this. Another jewel is Unnatural Instinct in this socket right here, and I must say I like this one a lot, because yeah, you're gonna get all of these different notes. Cast speed doesn't matter that much for us, but attack speed, dexterity, all of the percentage accuracy right here, movement speed right here. For this build, movement speed is a scarce source, and also all of these attack speed notes, and as well as spell damage right here. So I would say a Natural Instinct in this spot, I like it quite a lot. Another rare jewel is actually just another simple rare jewel with double reduced effect of chill on you, because yeah, thanks to jewels and my Pantheon is how I'm actually immune to chill, immune to freeze. And yeah, other than that, just a double crit multi, that's it. And I'm gonna keep this one forever, I guess. And last 2 jewels are of course the split personality. One is strength and int, and the other one is strength and dex, so it's a bit balanced. Yeah, they're giving me a lot. And shout out to Captain Lance again for the skill tree. I didn't make it, I saw it in his video and I thought, yeah, that's actually really smart pathing, I'm gonna do that. So yeah, didn't make it, shout out to him. And lastly, just quickly hover over the skill gem setup. It's Precision with Arrogance. It is Discipline, Clarity, Vitality, and Arrogance, and all of these are supported with Arrogance, so we actually reserve our life, as much of our life as we can. And yeah, then it might be actually, by the way, smart to have lower level of Arrogance, even if it would reduce the effect of auras, because you would then reserve more life, thus get more maximum ES. The Energy Blade setup itself is 2020 Energy Blade, Assassin's Mark, and Enhanced support to give Energy Blade some quality. And without Enhance, as you can see, my ES drops by 500. So yeah, that's that. The aura setup for our mana is Haste, because mainly, as I said, movement speed is really scarce source for this build. So mainly for the movement speed, but the attack and cast speed also is good. Enlighten 3 is enough, by the way. Flesh and Stone all the time in Sand Stance, that's the purplish celestial circle around me, for the 19% less damage taken from enemies in the aura. And Tempest Shield for chance to avoid being shocked, or immunity to shock actually, and the 25% spell block. Then it's Shield Charge, Steel Skin, Automation, and Frostblink as a standalone. Shield Charge with the attack speed and the movement speed. Shield Charge, actually, I love Shield Charge. I mean, it is such a fast travel on open layout maps or linear maps. Yeah, Shield Charge is just the king. And with combination with Frostblink, it's really smooth to like transition into Frostblink from Shield Charge. So finally, for the actual cast on crit setup, it's Cyclone, of course, Awakened cast on crit level 6 I'm using right now, Arc of Oscillating, Spellblade support, Inspiration to lower the mana cost and also get the more LE damage and some crit, and increased crit damage support. Right, and I almost forgot to explain how are we getting the actual like 52% increased cooldown recovery rate. Because of cast on crit level 6 and the mastery on the skill tree, we're gonna get 34 actual increased cooldown recovery rate for the supported spells just from the cast on crit itself. So that's 34 already. Then we're getting 12 from a belt. It rolls 9 to 12. So yeah, that's already what, 46? Yeah, 46. And then I'm getting the last bit. All I need is actually 6, right? But I've got 7, doesn't matter. 7 cooldown recovery rate on my boots as the Eater of Worlds implicit, and voila, just like that, I'm at 52, percent increased cooldown recovery rate. If you cannot afford Awaken cast on crit, you can just get Abyss Jewels with 3% cooldown recovery rate, use 2 of them, or just use them on the skill tree or whatever, and get your cooldown recovery rate like that. And for the Grafts, also almost forgot to mention, I'm currently using Dance in the White, just this big old tornado, and yeah, basically once it actually activates, once you hit it, this tornado itself does some damage, and once you hit it with Cyclone and crit it, it's gonna shoot out a bunch of projectiles every time you crit it for like quarter second cooldown or something. It actually deals quite some damage. And I've also got chance to gain power charge on kill, because while mapping, I'm actually not kept on crit without power charges, I don't think. So yeah, got power charge on kill. And the other graft is just a simple Ul graft with the Tender Embrace, and because we're on low life, the Tender Embrace basically gonna keep us topped up on endurance charges all the time, so this build has 4 permanent endurance charges, and that's really comfy, really good. And I'm using increased chance to gain Ancient Womb gifts, because the ancient ones are the ones for uniques, of course, and also have the block. That's why my block attacks is somewhat conditional. Sometimes it's 70, sometimes it's 54, as you can see. And also getting 14% increased maximum life. Quite good. Alright, that's it for the video, Exiles. Thank you very much for watching, and see you in the next one.